Hey, a pleasant good evening, everybody. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric, and this is just going to be a quick video looking at the Phillies pregame tonight. I mean, of course, our Phillies absolutely stunk these last three games. They blew it with the bullpen again. The bullpen continues to be an issue for this team. It continues to be a massive struggle for this team, and they just can't figure anything out in the bullpen, and it is just a pain. And they got David Hale today, excuse me. So welcome into the team, trading analytics darling Addison Russ for him. But I mean, I think Hale's a guy. He has a 4.23 in his career and over 200 innings. He's a guy that's solid. He's going to give you solid work, but he's not anything remarkable. But he's a guy that's going to give you solid work. He first came up as a young, and he pitched 6 innings, one hit ball against our very own Phillies, and then pitched a couple weeks ago against our Phillies. He walked a couple, but God, I think it was about 1 2/3 of no run ball. So he's a guy that's going to be a good addition. I know we're also looking to potentially get Brandon Workman. He's a good, solid reliever. All this talk about him already being a closer, I'm not so certain about all that. I don't think he's really a closer yet. He 16 saves last year, 4 additional saves this year, but I don't think that puts you in line to be a closer yet. I would say down the line, this guy might be a closer, but now he's definitely a good back end of the bullpen piece. If they're able to get a deal done for him, I would say definitely go for it. But tonight, we have Andrew McCutchen leading off, Rhys Hoskins, JT Realmuto, Gene Segura batting fourth, which is very interesting. Even though it is against Max Fried, that's weird to put Gene fourth. Phil Gosselin fifth, Diddy sixth, Alec Boehm seventh, Roman Quinn eight, and Scott Kingery nine. So again, Gene Segura four, I don't really agree with that in the lineup. I understand it's against a lefty and he's been getting going, but Gene Segura hasn't been, as Biscuit likes to call him, or the Chase Independent podcast, mean Gene Segura until recently. And I don't think putting him in the four spot's the smartest thing, because we want him to continue to just swing and be not but somewhat be patient, but also be smartly aggressive and swing and go the other way and just be a contact rate guy. Where Gene Segura in the four spot, that's going to lead him to continue to try to be, for some reason, like he's been this year, swinging out of his shoes at times, playing like he's Aaron Judge all of a sudden, and having to figure things out. Like, it's just, he shouldn't. Gene Segura should be a guy that just takes what's given to him. He's always been a hitter that hits around 300, and those guys are still needed. He just tries to make things too complicated sometimes, and I think the four spot is a place that could further complicate things for him. As for the Braves, they have Dansby Swanson at 1, Freddie Freeman at 2, Travis d'Arnaud at 3, Marcell Ozuna batting 4th, Duvall 5th, Austin Riley 6th, Johan Camargo 7th, Ender Inciarte 8th, and Kristen Pache 9th. So, I mean, lineups-wise, the Phillies have been doing okay. I mean, I'm not predicting any more games with the Phillies anymore. I'm just going to do previews. This is a good pitching matchup. You got Fried versus Nola. Nola's 2-1 with a 2.05. Fried's 3-0 with a 1.24. One of the two guys that are up there in Cy Young contention right now to start the season. So these are definitely two guys that you really are going to see good pitching from, you would suspect, coming into the game. So this is going to be a top-notch pitching matchup this game. Also, thanks for the subscription, Kyle, if you're watching. This is going to be a top-notch pitching matchup this game. And I really believe Nola's going to be able to pitch deep into the game. But the question, which is why I'm not going to predict any more Phillies games, is even if he pitches 7 innings, what the hell? It doesn't even seem like it really matters at this point. So is less if Nola pitches a complete game, then I'll say, sure, I think we're going to win, obviously, if Nola's able to go a complete game. But that's not likely with how Girardi's been managing our staff. He's kind of been taking guys out 78 to 87 pitches. So I doubt we're going to have a complete game. I mean, Hall's probably not going to be there for this game. It's actually weird that we traded for him when we're playing the Braves, because he was from the Braves originally, and then now we got him from the Yankees. He kicked our ass while on the Braves, actually, one game. As I said at the beginning of the video, he had 6 innings pitched, 1 run ball. So typical Phillies, right? You got a guy that comes up that's just a solid pitcher, has now made a good career for himself, but at that point was just a solid prospect, then owns us. So, welcome to the team, David Hall. Hopefully, you can do something in between that and your ERA this year, which is a 3 to start the year. Even a 4.23, though, I'll take that any day of the week in this bullpen. We got a bunch of guys with 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10s, ridiculous ERAs. But this team needs to bounce back and get going. I mean, I think with Noah, if you can put 7 spot up, you're definitely going to see him. That's usually when he's just throwing it for contact, gets all those outs pretty loose and easy, and because he gets outs loose and easy all the time. Don't get me wrong, but when he's up by a lot, he's not one of those guys that normally, like Vinny Velo and like Nick Pivetta and like some of our other starters, don't remember how to pitch because they think, oh, I'm up by so much, I can just throw it down the middle of the plate. No, Aaron Nola is a Cy Young contender. So is Wheeler. Thank God we have both of those guys because they're basically the saving graces of our team pitching in these 2 games because hopefully we can get 2 wins in this series and reestablish. I'm not predicting that. That's why I said hopefully because we have the 2 saving graces of our team pitching, and they also have Robbie Erlin, who's a struggling lefty pitching against Zach Wheeler. So hopefully that will benefit us. But again, this is the Phillies. This is the Phillies bullpen. We never know what's happening with this team and this bullpen. Joe Girardi hinted at it yesterday. Seemed like he was coming at Glenn Tech a bit. They got Hall. It looks like they might get Brandon Workman. Those will be 2 finally good moves. But again, it's maybe not too little too late now because of the expanded playoffs and all that extra sauce and all that. But Glenn Tech should have done some of this in the offseason. A David Hale's not a hard pickup. If you want a guy that has a career 4.23 ERA compared to a Adolis Guerrero who has a career 10 ERA, you could have done that in the offseason. You didn't have to wait to do that now. If you want Brandon Workman, who's a career solid reliever, not a proven closer yet, but a solid reliever, you could have got someone like that in the offseason. We knew Boston was not the most confident in themselves coming into the season. They might have put it off, but let's be honest. They had Chris Sale injured, and unfortunately, hopefully he recovers as soon as possible. Eduardo Rodriguez, because of the COVID-19, has the health issues going on. And then they just had more pile on top there. That you could have got Brandon Workman probably week 2 of the season, honestly, because Boston's not going anywhere. It's just Glenn Tech has not been a proactive GM at all when it comes to getting pitching. He'll get hitting. He keeps thinking we need more hitting, obviously, because he added – I love the additions. Diddy's did very well and all that, but in the offseason we added Zach Wheeler, a bunch of random guys in the bullpen that didn't pan out for us, except for Blake Parker, who came back and now all of a sudden is the saving grace of our bullpen. But – Blake Parker should not be the saving grace of your bullpen. That's all. That's kind of what I'm getting at. The Phillies need to find something here. Hopefully David Howe comes in and at least be a guy that's going to take the ball, be decent, be now what Tommy Hunter maybe used to be, where he was a guy that could just take the ball, where now he's very inconsistent. Then that would be enough for this team because our bullpen stinks so much. Hall's also a guy that can give you 1.2 innings, 2 innings at a time. So I'm hoping he helps us out, and Brandon Workman will definitely help us out. I'm just not so sure he'll help us out as a closer yet. He only has about 20 careers saved. But either way, I would definitely acquire him. But hopefully our Phillies behind Aaron Nola tonight and Zach Wheeler tomorrow can get 2 wins in this series because the final game is Eflin, who's been a wild card, against Josh Tomlin, who actually all of a sudden has started pitching fairly well again in his career for the Braves. So that will be a wild card game in that final game. I think we have to get the wins in these first 2. But have a great, safe, and pleasant night, everybody. Stay tuned for my live on the Flyers that I'll be doing in about a half an hour or so. This video is linked in my bio. If you like what you're watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a safe and pleasant night. For Sports Fanatic News, I'm Joe Bork. Peace out, everyone.